A New York cop is being investigated after video surfaced of him being kind of rough with an individual that he stopped after there was a report of a suspicious vehicle. Now, apparently the cop wanted to search the vehicle and the person didn't understand why, because he wasn't in the car at the time that there was a suspicious vehicle report. Now, I want you guys to take a look at the video and then we'll judge whether or not the cop is in the wrong. Take a look.
Okay, then it shouldn't be an issue for us to look.
It is. It's just not right that you just want to search my car.
We'll get a fucking search warrant. Okay. All right? You want to do that?
I mean, if that's the route you want to take, but there's no reason you have to search my car. There's just no need for it.
Okay, let's get a search warrant.
I wasn't in my car when all this was happening. Like, why don't you want to search, like, my house or something?
Fucking idiot. Let me see your fucking keys.
Why?
I'm searching your fucking car, that's why.
You can't do that, though.
You want to fucking resist?
I'm not resisting.
You want to fucking resist? Search the fucking car. I really don't want to stand out here in the middle of a fucking raid.
Neither do
right?
I.
So if you have nothing to hide in there, we're just going to check.
All right.
And be on our fucking merry way.
All right.
Understand?
Yeah.
Asshole?
Mm-hmm.
That was intense.
You like that, huh? I can get a lot more intense.
You slapped me
Okay.
around.
Yeah.
You will.
Rip your fucking head off, shit down your neck.
Give me your name and date of birth.
All right.
Okay, that's not a funny situation, but the guy who's asking him the questions is hilarious. Like, oh, you want to slap me around? I love that he's like provoking the cop. But the deputy, whose name has not been released, is being investigated. He has been suspended without pay pending the investigation, and he could face possible disciplinary action, which is actually really rare for cops, especially for cops in New York. But let me just state before we go to our panelists that in order for a cop to search a vehicle, there needs to be probable cause. And it seems as though the cop did not have probable cause in order to do so, and he was frustrated that his authority was being questioned. Now, with that said, let's open it up to the panel. Gina, let me start with you. Make your point.
Oh, it's so good. And I know I every time we have a cop story, I can't help but evoke this angel's name. Where is Jimmy Dore so we can all just go have a smoke break for 20 minutes while he rants about this?
Yes.
Yeah, this cop is the perfect example of why a lot of people hate cops. There's a lot of great cops out there. They're protecting, they're serving. This guy's just being an asshole. So thank God for technology. Thank God for smartphones. Get it all on tape. And the guy got suspended without pay, which never happens.
Never happens.
So this is a really awesome thing.
Absolutely. I'm noticing that there's a little bit of a difference in the way authorities are handling cases of police brutality now that there have been so many instances of it. Christian, make your point.
I'm glad that you brought that up about, there's good cops and there's bad cops. As you know, you might not know Gina, but my sister's a cop as well. So when I see something like this, it just really it really irks me because my sister's just got a heart of gold. Like she wouldn't harm a fly unless she needed to. And just seeing something like this is really disturbing because it just makes me scared for her because this gives her a bad image. It gives all cops a bad image, and even the good ones. And then just makes me think about, like, if she's in the street, she pulls someone over, they're gonna be like, oh, this fucking cop, oh, here's another bitch cop, or here's another asshole cop. When it's
Right.
not like that for everybody. So
Yeah.
it kind of sucks.
It definitely gives all cops a bad name, which I absolutely hate. But another point that I want to make about this is it's interesting how many cases of police brutality we've covered over the last year. And when I see a video like that, I have to be completely honest with you, it seems so unbelievably dull compared to other things we've seen. We've seen cases of cops literally killing people in New York because they put them in a chokehold. We've seen cases of cops beat up 16-year-olds who have already put their hands up in surrender. So in this case, yes, the cop was being difficult. I'm glad he's being investigated, but we have become so desensitized to police brutality, and it shouldn't be that way.
Well, and not only have we become desensitized, but the guy filming was desensitized. He was joking about it the entire time. He was making a bondage film out of it, which was amazing.
It was amazing. So here's the personal question for this story. Is there something or someone you wish you could have caught on tape? Christian.
Absolutely. You'll probably remember this story. It was a few months ago. Anna and I had gotten back from a night out or something like that, and someone had left like a big mannequin out by the trash can. Just really weird. It was like a half a mannequin from like the waist up. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna play a little joke. So we went in, and I went back outside pretending I was getting something from my car, and I set up the mannequin right outside her door. So I was like, hey, Anna, can you check outside? I think I dropped my wallet out there. As soon as she opens the door, she just freaks out. But even better, so I was like, all right, the joke was over. Next morning I leave, early in the morning, and I grab the mannequin again, put it outside her door, and just leave. I get a text like maybe a couple hours later, like, you son of a bitch. I wish I could have had a video of that moment where she just walks out of her door and the mannequin is just standing there.
That definitely
awesome.
scared me.
So that would have been a good one to catch on tape.
That's great. I'm glad you enjoyed that moment. Yeah.
Without a doubt.
All right,
Horrible
Gina.
person with such a pretty face.
Thank you, Gina.
You're so welcome. There are so many examples of, because feeling very self-righteous and not being totally awake yet. I'm thinking, well, I'm sure there's nothing I've ever done, but there are so many people I wish I had on camera, because you have conversations with friends, with boyfriends, with family members, and they're saying one thing, and then the next day they say, like, wait a second, but you told me it was okay, and now we're back in family therapy. So what I do now, if I can just give a little tip instead. This is so douchey and it's so OCD, but I feel like I have to now to protect myself. Every time I'm in an email conversation with somebody and I need to make a certain point, I always email their original email back to them, and I cite it like I'm a fucking lawyer. Like, well, in section A, I've highlighted it, so you don't even have to look that far. You did say this, so yeah, I'm happy to continue with what you originally said, not what you told me on the phone.
Nice, I like that.
And just wait. It's great.
Sometimes that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
I'm not really that big of a fan of like spying on people or catching people on tape. However, I will say that I would love some surveillance of Rick Scott or Ted Cruz or some like super conservative family values politician getting caught in some sort of crazy sex scandal. How great would that be, right? Talking about my reproductive rights and talking about what a woman should be able to do and what a woman shouldn't be able to do. Let's see what you're doing behind closed doors, honey, because I'm sure they're not as innocent as they pretend to be.
It's almost always crystal meth with a gay hooker.
Probably. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
It usually is.
Yeah? All right, well, we want to hear from you guys, though. What do you wish you can catch on tape? Share your comments in the section below. And we also want to hear what you think about that video we showed you of the cop being super harsh with that guy. Do you think that it counts as police brutality, or do you think that it's just a minor thing that the cop should get a slap on the wrist for? We want to hear from you, so comment in the section below, and we'll see you guys soon.